Hello there, everybody. Happy Black History Month. I'm River Delcom, and this is the third episode of Speaking of Autism. Before I start, I want to give a little warning that this could offend some people, so if you are offended by the comments that I'm going to be saying, because today's topic is about health equality versus health equity, then don't watch the video and save for the next video. And so we are going to begin and start. So my today's topic is going to be about health equity versus health equality. Now the question is, what is health equity? Health equity is basically like people trying to find a better health care and seeing how the doctors and health workers can see which person can get a great medication. Health equality is the same treatment that people have wants and needs for their medication and see what works for them and what doesn't. Now, what does this have to be in relation to autism? Well, in 2016, 1 in 4, or in this case, 61 million people, according to the CDC, has disabilities, and that includes with autism, and that of course with the ADHD, with the autism and disorder spectrum, has shown that so many people have reported of having disabilities or having it with autism, and so a lot of people are trying to figure out what's the better health care to see which doctors or hospitals works for them. And why has this been a huge discussion? Well, in this world right now, we are facing with COVID-19, and all the vaccines and the boosters have been released. Some have taken them, some have not. And right now there have been many protests of anti-vaccinators and all that kind of stuff, saying that, we don't want to stay inside our house, we want to go out, this is our freedom, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. And so, with autism, and that goes with people who have COVID, like, example, I had an undisclosed thing that happened, and I gotta wait 90 days to get boosted. And that's okay. Some doctors tell them that you can take it, and some say you can't, for their antibodies and their health, and that's okay. Because it's not for everybody, and your doctors say that you can't take it because if you're a healthy person, you're not required to take it. But the people who, like me and everybody else, can take it. It's their decision and their doctor's orders to see whether they take it or not. And this should not be a political thing. It's a health thing. A health equality, as I say, me and somebody else, we need to have a equal health care problem. But however, some don't have that. And health equality, it shows that we need better treatment with our patients. And that goes for future doctors who will want to be doctors in the near future. You're going to have to learn the difference between health equality and health equity. And it's a really hard discussion to talk about, especially this month when it's Black History Month, because Black people, they have like a problem finding health care while they're trying to best not only help themselves but to help their families, because we all need to live. We need to live for our lives. And so what this means is that equity is like seeing like how well you can be, and equality is the same treatment, and seeing that we need to have the same things. And the other thing that's been going on is that like I said, we are in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, and we're all tired of it. Next month, March, will be 2 years that we have been inside, so that'll be like 500 or 700 days that we've been in quarantine. And yes, it is annoying, but but it is what it is, and most of the times we're gonna have these kind of same we're gonna have that same problems. It's never gonna be a everlasting battle. It's gonna be there every now and then. So my point is that the health equality and health equity is very hard to discuss because a lot of people don't like mentioning or even talking about it, especially when it comes to race involved. And some people will throw an excuse to say, don't flip the race card or something, that kind of bull crap. But let me ask you this. What is the number one thing that nobody wants to talk about? If you thought race was a thing, nope, it's death. Death is the number one thing that nobody wants to talk about. And I will tell you why. Because we all don't want to die. We want to live for a long time. To see our family, our friends, the next generation of people to come. It's the future that children need. Our children, our friends' children, everybody. Death is so not discussed about because we all don't want to see what our fate has become. As one person said, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And nobody wants to be like that. Or all it takes is just one bad day. And that's scary because right now while we're trying to do our best with our school, work, all that stuff, if everyone has one horrible day, it can easily break somebody. And especially with all the especially during 2 years ago, the Black Lives Matter movement, when an innocent black man was choked. He was hurt. But then a cry of outrage of social injustice came. There are some people who supported the Black Lives Matter, others who do not, because we live in a divisive community or world, because it doesn't happen in America. It's everywhere, ever since man could ever set foot in this world. And America doesn't have a great healthcare system, even though we tried so hard to make people feel better. There are always things that are going to be in the way, or something goes wrong, and people with autism, that's a different story because some people are born with it. We don't know why. Just like me, I was born with it. I still don't know what's the matter with me, but it's okay. I have no problem with it. But some people do. They think that they're not good for themselves. And that leads to depression, anxiety, mental problems. When you're at your lowest of your mental state, you need to seek help. Like, talk to your family, your friends, anybody. They're here because you matter. So what we have to do right now is that we have to support each other, know all of our pain, because right now still we're hurt, and right now Russia has invaded Ukraine, and we all need help because who knows, there could be another war, and we don't want to be we didn't want to be on the verge for it. And once again, this whole entire world is divided. Some people rush to conclusions. Watch some news, because media can put out some ridiculous stuff that is fake or not. And just like we had early voting in Texas, which, by the way, I voted. If you can vote, you can choose what party you want, but if you don't vote, you can be insecure or be cocky and believe, oh, this ain't my right. Well, guess what? It's gonna be your right because you voted. You don't need to be an ignorant person and say, oh, this doesn't matter, because it does. Just like when you're raising your voice. If you don't raise your voice, you're not even listening to yourself or anybody. So you need to be a man, be a woman, be on your game, and raise your voice, especially at times like this. And even though when I'm talking about health equality versus health equity, those are the things that you have to learn about, especially when you're figuring out your health care. Because we all have health care and some others don't. And that's why you need to find a perfect hospital or doctor to see who you can get for a better treatment. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. So thank you guys. So before I end, I hope you guys are alright. And hopefully this doesn't offend y'all. But like I said in my warning, this could or might offend you. So comment, like, subscribe, ring the bell, notifications. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and ask me questions. I'm always here to ask questions. Thank you guys. My name is Reverend Oakham, and I speak autism. Thank you guys so much. Happy Black History Month. Have a good day.